So what we're going to make is old-fashioned peanut butter cookies, and what you're going to need is you're going to need 2.5 cups of flour, which we have the flour right here. We're going to need baking powder, which is right there. We're going to need 1 tablespoon of that. We're going to need 1 teaspoon of baking soda, half a teaspoon of salt, which is right there. We're going to need 1 cup of butter softened, which is right there. And of course, we're using crunchy peanut butter, which is in my hand, and 1 cup of sugar, which is right there, and 2 eggs, which are right there, and vanilla, which is right there. And I'm going to show you how to do that, and I'm just going to measure everything I need out right now, and then we will, and you also need brown sugar as well, a cup of each. So I'm going to get the first ingredients ready, which is 2 bowls. You need 2 bowls because you're going to mix the flour, baking powder, and the baking soda and the salt together. So we're going to do that right now. Okay, this is the first cup. You need 2.5 cups of flour. This is the second cup, so that's 2. So now we just need another half a cup. So here's the half a cup. So we have 2.5 cups of flour. And now what we're going to get is the salt as well as the baking powder and the baking soda. So we need a teaspoon of baking soda and a teaspoon of baking powder and half a teaspoon of salt. So we're going to add that in now. So we're just going to get a teaspoon here of the baking soda. I have mine in a Ziploc bag because I borrowed it off of somebody. So there's a teaspoon, and we need the baking soda as well, or baking powder. So there's the baking powder. We're going to get a teaspoon of that as well. And shake it off. And we're going to put it in there. And now we need half a teaspoon of salt. So there's our half, and there's the salt. So now we have that added in as well. So now what we're going to do, now that we have that all mixed, or all together, is we're actually going to mix it all together, and then we're going to set it aside. So I'm going to mix it here with my spatula. And we just want to make sure that all our dry ingredients are mixed thoroughly. So I'm just going to mix that up and skip to the next step. So what we're going to do with the second bowl now is we're going to mix the sugar, which is the cup of brown and a cup of regular sugar. Then we're going to mix in the peanut butter, and we're going to mix it with a mixer until it's light and fluffy. Then we're going to add in the eggs and the other stuff. So I'll show you how to do that. So I have a bag of brown sugar here, and I need a cup of it, and I'm going to, it's okay to use one with flour because eventually the flour will be making its way in there. So I'm going to put the sugar in there and then move to the next. So there's the cup of brown sugar. We're going to add this in, and then we're going to get a cup of white sugar. So after you add a cup of the brown sugar in, you're going to add a cup of white sugar in as well. And I'm going to add in a cup of butter, which is this half a stick, which is pretty well about half a cup. Or a whole cup, sorry about that. So, because it is a half a block. And I'm going to add in the cup of peanut butter as well. So I'm going to add in my cup of peanut butter into my mixture, which is right there. So once you have all the ingredients in there, you're going to take your mixer and you're going to mix it together. Because you want to have it blended together. It will take a few minutes doing it. You can also do it by hand if you don't have a mixer. It just takes a little longer. scrape the sides down with the rest of that peanut butter there. And once you have it blended together, you're going to start adding in your egg and your vanilla next. So now that it's light and fluffy, what we're going to do is add in the egg, which is 2 eggs. There's one. And then we're going to add in the vanilla as well, which is 1 teaspoon. There's one of our vanilla. So now that we added that in, we're going to mix it up. So now I added in some flour, and we're going to start mixing that in as well. You don't want to add it in all at once just because it won't mix together the way you want it to. So once you see that it's mixed through, you're going to want to add some more in. You're going to add some in a few seconds. But as you go, continuously scrape the side of your container because the mixer's not going to grab that, right? And you don't want it to have dry spots. So definitely do that. So I'm going to continue to add it in until it's all mixed up, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like. So now that your mixture is all mixed up, what you're going to do is you're going to take a cookie sheet, which I have right here, and some non-stick spray, and you're going to spray it. And now you're going to take some dough, and you're going to roll it in circles, like balls, and you're going to put it on the cookie sheet. And there's the first one, just fine. And you're going to continue to do that with the rest of your mix, and you're going to make sure they're far enough apart that when they rise a little bit, they don't touch. So I'm going to continue to do that and get them ready for the oven, and I'll skip to where they're just about ready, and I'll show you the final touch. So now that you have your balls on your cookie sheet, you're going to take your fork and you're just going to go crisscross in both directions and press them down. And then once you have them all done, you're going to put them in the oven and bake them for 8 to 12 minutes on 350. And I'm going to fast forward when they come out of the oven and show you what they look like. So this is what your old-fashioned peanut butter cookies will look like when you take them out of the oven. You're going to leave them on the tray for about 5 minutes, let them cool, and then you're going to enjoy. Subscribe to my page and like this video. Have a great